Hello, friends. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach, coming here live for another love circle. And today we are talking about something that is more, I would say, at the basic level, at the foundational level, but that is where we build our whole character, our whole existence, and our physical experience. And that is limiting beliefs. And what we want to do, our target for this conversation is to get to a place where we can grow beyond our limiting beliefs. So there'll be two aspects I'll be sharing today. One would be understanding what a belief is. What is the internal mechanism? What is the metaphysical mechanism of a belief? How it plays a role in you creating your current reality, which could be a very, very difficult um, pill to swallow when we are shifting our reality, when we're becoming aware of how powerful we are. Sometimes it's very triggering to realize you have the power to create your reality, because the first thing we think about, how could I do that? So that would be first part of our conversation, how we actually create our physical reality with our beliefs, and then be able to tell how to even figure out that there is a limiting belief. And then the last piece we'll be talking about how to grow beyond it. What I actually see going on in the self-development industry when a person just comes to it, and I did the same thing. When we come to it, we just jump into things without understanding that there's a sequence. When we understand that there's a sequence, that there's a level of awareness that is needed, or I need to understand this before this can happen, if we don't go through that process, that is when we keep doing same thing over and over and over. You might be saying, well, I've been working on myself for 10 years. I have been to so many seminars. I have read a lot of books. I have read all the self-help books, and I still cannot shift this. I still keep attracting this kind of people in my life, or I still keep going through the same cycle of craziness in my life. So when we are stuck in that kind of stuff, that means we do not understand how it works, what is the sequence, and how to actually create shifts that can last beyond our initial 6 months period. So first, let's understand what is a belief. Belief is something that we believe in. We have thought and bought into it to be 100% true. Whatever you think is true in life, that is part of your belief system. Just going to shift this a little bit. For example, you might think all beautiful people or all handsome men are flirt. Maybe that is a belief you hold on to because you have had enough experience to have that belief. So that is a belief that you've been given based on your experiences. Another belief could be all rich people are evil. That could be a belief that was transferred from your lineage to you. Maybe your parents said it over and over and over, even though you have never interacted with super rich people, but you have just bought into that belief. So that is what a belief is, something that we buy into, something that we believe to be true, or something we think is true for us, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. Now, most of us, we are aware of our conscious beliefs, but the conversation we're going to have today, it's about the unconscious belief. Unconsciously, what is it that you believe? That is what creates your reality. So let me share with you a little bit of drawing to understand. Let's see how well it goes till I can finally get back to have my drawing board. Till then, we are going to use it. So when we are between the age of 0 to 7, this is kind of how our mind would look like. This is one of the stick figures that were introduced, I believe, in 1930s, and I completely forgot the name of the person who did it, but we are just going to focus on learning right now. So between as soon as you're born till the age of 7, your brain is in, or our brain is in theta wavelength. What does that mean? We are a sponge. We are in hypnosis. If you have ever tried hypnotism to shift your unconscious mind, imagine being in that state for 7 years. That's who we are. Anything that is said to us, anything that is done in front of us, all goes in, and we are a sponge, and we just hold on to that. That becomes, and that's what creates belief. That becomes our paradigm. But that is also the part that is triggered by feeling. And this is our, if I didn't mention it, this is our subconscious mind or unconscious mind. Those are the statements, the titles that we use them interchangeably. And then after the age of 7, our conscious mind gets created, and conscious mind is our thinking mind. That is when you start saying, let me think about it, I thought about it, and I think X, Y, and Z. And that is also the part of your mind that can actually reject things. It can say, no, that's not true. So right now, if I say, hey, I think you believe in that, you'll focus on it and you'll say, no, I don't think so. That's true, Alia. But you will not be able to tell what is your unconscious belief. What are the beliefs that you absorb that are just sitting in your unconscious mind? Now, here's what it gets really tricky. This is what we don't realize. The whole time, me right now, I'm sitting here. I'm not just a person sitting here. I am an antenna. I'm sending out a signal. My unconscious mind is my whole body. So your whole body is part of your unconscious mind. There's no place in your physical existence where we can say that is unconscious mind, because an unconscious mind is energetical. Your whole body is part of it. Your unconscious mind is sending out a signal right now in the universe, and that is your beliefs. That is like, this is who I am. I'm a slim person. I'm a smart person. I am a wonderful person. I am enough. Whatever is there, that is going out. Your conscious mind is sending a belief where you're saying, I really want to get a good job. Consciously, you're sending out, unconscious mind is sending out a signal as well. Now, what happens with most of us when we have not done the work on ourselves? The unconscious signal is always going to be the stronger one, no matter what you do, no matter how present you are, how much you're like, I am just in this moment. This is all I'm thinking, no matter what you do. Unconscious signal always wins. If unconsciously you don't believe you are the right candidate for this job, you're not getting that job, no matter how much positive thinking you have, no matter how much, whatever you're putting out. So first we want to understand our beliefs come or sit primarily in our unconscious mind. Consciously, I might say, oh, I want to believe in it. I want to shift this. That is like, the 0.0001% of our contribution to our physical experience. Now, when those signals go out, those unconscious signals are going out, they are attracting very specific particles from the universe. Everything is vibration. This universe is mental. If you think otherwise and you feel lost, maybe it's time to look at things in a different way. But for those of you who are ready to learn, so let's go deeper. Unconsciously, when you're sending out that signal, you attract those very specific particles to your life. And now that is the vibration you're going to experience. If unconsciously you believe that you can have all the love in the world, all the money in the world, all the health in the world, if that is what you unconsciously believe, that is what you will get. Did you ever pay attention to that when a child is born into wealth, and when maybe then they are like, in their early 20s, they have taken this wealth and that wealth and they have created more wealth from it. Take a child who grew up in poverty at the same age, give them that much wealth, they're going to struggle creating with so much ease. Why? Because their unconscious belief is lack is real. A child who did not grow up in that environment, their unconscious belief is money is just a tool. I can move it around to make more. It's effortless. Now, let me give you another example. A person who did a person who has a very specific body structure. Let's say they're supposed to be 130 pounds. They have been 130 pounds their whole life, and now they go 10 pound or 20 pound over. It will be much easier for them to come back to 130 versus a person who has been overweight from very, very early age. For them to reduce it would be a different kind of effort. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it would be different kind of effort. Why? It's the unconscious belief. So when we want to create something that we have not experienced yet or before this moment, the work would be shifting our unconscious beliefs, digging our unconscious beliefs and shifting our unconscious belief. If we don't do that, we are trying to swim against the water, or maybe we are trying to, I think that would be a better example. You're trying to go up on a downward escalator. We all have tried that as a kid or sometime as an adult, but it doesn't really work. You try to go up, but there is a force that's pushing you down, trying to bring you down. That is why so many of us, we start a new year with a resolution, and then the resolution doesn't come true, and then we give in, and then we call ourselves a loser, and then we do the same thing next January. Because we are trying to work only with our conscious mind. We are telling ourselves, this is what I want, I'm going to go after it, and I'm going to burn myself till I get it. And somewhere down the road, unconscious mind is going to give you the perfect excuse. You're going to buy into it, and then you're going to slow down, and then you're going to stop. That is the story for most of us. There are aspects in my life where that is still the story. And the real work is, don't judge yourself, don't go into guilt and shame, analyze yourself, understand the mechanism. And then with that awareness, with that knowledge, with that understanding, then try to shift what can go on, what you want to do within you. So that is what we want to focus on. So most of the beliefs that sit in our unconscious mind, as I shared, we absorb them. They don't belong to us, because no soul comes to a body with a set of beliefs, even though there is intuition within us where the soul is talking to us, and we have very hard time listening to it, because all these beliefs are so noisy in our head that we don't even realize. Generally, beliefs are transferred 7 generation down, and there have been many experiments done on mice, generally, unfortunately, on them, to just see how far down belief would be transferred. And there was an experiment done with cherry blossom fragrance. When the cherry blossom was, the fragrance came in front of a mouse, they were given a shock, and there was a little bit of twitch, and they kept checking it how many generation down, just at the smell of cherry blossom, the mouse will twitch a little bit, even though there's no current being, electric current is being given to them. So it went down to 7th generation. So now think of where you are today, who you are today, and go back 7 generation. What was going on in the world at that time? What was going on in the society at that time? That is the level of stagnant beliefs within you that are just sitting there. So just realizing that, especially being a woman, and especially me coming from a South Asian background, like what was going on 7 generations ago in that part of the world, especially in terms of how women were seen. I mean, all over the world, how women were seen. It's very interesting. No wonder women are having the kind of uphill battle to really step into their true authentic power right now, because we've been conditioned to look at ourselves less than. We've been conditioned. That is what sits in our unconscious mind, no matter where we are or what we have achieved. Deep down somewhere, there's that tiny voice saying, "You're not enough." And we keep believing that voice. Um, so that is one aspect of it. And the second aspect is why is it important for us to work through our limiting beliefs? Like, why do we even want to do this work? Because this is a work of being very, very honest. This is a work of forward movement, why we want to do it. Here's the truth of our existence. We are an infinite power, infinite being, infinite existence, having a human experience in this limited body. So when I want to share all my light with the world, what's going to happen? There is a cap on top of me, or there's a glass ceiling. That is my limiting belief. A tiny belief within me would say, you can't do it. You're a woman. Or depending on, like, whatever your gender is, or however, whatever part of your life that you've been working on to expand. Maybe you're the first person who wants to become a millionaire in your life, in your family, in your lineage, and a tiny voice is saying, no, you can't do that. And that is what we are up against. Now, soul wants to expand. When we don't let it expand, that is when we feel suffocated, lost, anxious, depressed within us. So as we do the work of finding the limiting belief and working through them and letting ourselves expand, this is what you're going to experience. You're going to feel free. You're going to benefit the world by your existence, because the light within you is needed in this world. You cannot contain it. You cannot just keep it to yourself. However you share that light, whether you share that light by building a business, creating jobs, or by motivating people, by providing some kind of services or products to other people, world needs your light. How do you share it? By connecting with the unlimited aspect of you, by resolving these or dissolving these limiting beliefs within you. So now let's get to how to find a belief, how to find a belief within you that limits you. So far, what we talked about, it's your unconscious mind signal that goes out into the universe, attracts the life experiences that you have. So the very first time I learned that, I believe it was in 2017, I can tell you I was pissed. I was very, 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 very angry. Why I was so angry? Because my first reaction was, how could I create so much chaos for myself? That's not possible. Now that right there is judgment. If you really want to do this work, judgment cannot come with you. It has to stay out the door, and now we can enter. No judgment whatsoever. So now let's look at our life. Whatever experience you're going through, it's been created by the unconscious mind signal that you send out. If you believe you can, if unconsciously you believe you cannot have a good relationship, you're not going to have a good relationship. Let me say that again. If unconsciously you believe you cannot have a good relationship, you're not going to have a good relationship. You might have a decent relationship and you'll keep lying to yourself. No, it's really good. It's really good. What we do, most of us, all of us, we lie to ourselves. We give excuses to ourselves. We try to play small. We stay small because becoming big just feels too scary. So we just settle wherever we are. That is exactly what our unconscious mind wants us to do. So there's different aspects of our unconscious mind. One part is running our body function. So grateful for that. But there's a tiny part of your unconscious mind that hold on to these beliefs, this paradigm. The reason it does not want you to expand and grow and become one with your soul, because that is unknown. That is dangerous. The job for this aspect of you is to keep you alive. So don't expose yourself. Don't share your truth, because that could be danger. Stay small, play small, have kids, and just, procreate, and then you can die. And then it's pure survival of the species. For those of us who have coming from the science background, survival of species, there's a whole theory about it. So that is the aspect of unconscious mind that we are working with. Not the whole thing is bad. Sometime when we are studying and learning, everybody's saying bad stuff about unconscious mind. It's not. There's also an aspect of unconscious mind. If you truly expand to its level, it's one with your soul, and it knows what is going to happen in the future. It can see stuff that you can't really see with your physical eyes. It can know stuff that you might just call magic, personally experience that, personally learn how to tap into that, but that is how infinite we are. So we are not going to call the whole unconscious mind bad, only the tiny aspect of unconscious mind that hold on to beliefs that limit us. And it's there for a reason. It's there so a time come in our existence. I feel like my screen is moving for some reason. A time comes in our existence when we start questioning. And if we don't question, we're not going to become one with our soul. When you start questioning, that is the first sign you're finally waking up and you're expanded to be the whole of you, the all of you, the infinite aspect of you. So it's a good thing. When those questions start, that is when you're going to start looking for solutions, answers, resources, teachers. That whole process is what helps you expand and grow and become one with your soul, or start to live as soul consciousness and not just the ego consciousness / body consciousness. So we went on a slight tangent, coming back to how to detect a limiting belief. Look at your life. What is it that you want from your life? If you don't have it yet, there's a limiting belief there. It's that simple. Your beliefs create your physical reality. If you're like, no, that can't be true because God gives me all the challenges, God gives me this, God gives me that. Yes, there is an aspect that your soul has agreed to go through the challenges that you do, but what is the mechanism that actually creates it? And that is this mechanism that I'm sharing with you. If you learn it, master it, that is how you have found freedom within a human experience. If you keep rejecting it, you're going to keep questioning it. I'm personally one of those people who came to such a dark spot in my life where I would not stop till I will find these answers. And once I did, now I get to share it with other people. So the limiting belief would be that keeps you from achieving the reality that you really want. Let's say you do a 9 to 5 and your biggest dream have been to have your own business or have a nomadic lifestyle, be a digital nomad. It's been on your bucket list, on your vision board for like 5 years now. There's a limiting belief that is holding you back from creating that reality. And most likely that limiting belief could be everyone else can have it, but I can't have it. Life is hard for me. Life is limiting for me. There's so many aspects of that belief that exist. So it's very easy. Look at your life, whatever you don't have it yet, you don't have the matching belief yet. You have a belief that is in the opposite direction. We are not getting into why we hold on to it, why we stay there. We are not getting into that. All we have to do is look at what is it that you want. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. We are very complex being, but at the same time, our mechanism is very simple if we are willing to learn it. So now look at your life and say, what do I want? And that question, my friend, can give you freedom in itself. Because when you know what you want, you can put all your energy on that focus, a focal point. Like all your energy is going there, and that is what creates. That is what creates, that is what collapses time, that is what move things in the metaphysical world, the aspect of you that you're not able to see, the energetical aspect of you. What is it that you want? If you're looking at yourself right now, you might say, well, you know what, I want a work from home job. Maybe you're stuck in hybrid, maybe you're going in person and you want to work from home. That is what you really want. If you don't have it yet, that means there's not a belief matching that. So all you're going to do is write down the belief that you want. So it would be more like, I work from home now, or it could be, I have a remote job. I have is a better statement to write. And then what we are going to do, this part of your unconscious mind is reprogrammed by two things. One could be sudden emotional impact. That is when someone comes and tell you, if you don't stop, if you don't quit smoking, you're gonna die in a month. Somehow we are able to quit it right away, even though we've been working on that goal for 2 decades. That's a sudden emotional impact. And the second one is repetition. When you repeat something over and over and over, your unconscious mind does not know what's imagination and what's real, what's past, what's future. What is it that you're just daydreaming, or is it real? It doesn't know the difference. So when you're repeating something over and over and over, it starts to believe it's true. Generally, we repeat unconsciously a very sappy, sad self-pity story in our mind. So it believes that. It's like, okay, you think you're lonely, so you're lonely. Nobody's going to love you in this world. And then we're like, where all my friends are going, where all my siblings are going, what's happening in my life? Because that is the story we keep telling ourselves. And if you want to shift it, my friend, if you don't take anything from this conversation, it's the honesty and no judgment, no guilt, no shame. But be honest with yourself without making yourself feel wrong. If you can just do that, you can create anything in your life, anything at all. So now you're going to repeat that new belief, but there's one element that must be present, and that is the feeling associated with it. Remember when we talked about, I drew a very quick drawing that unconscious mind is the feeling mind. If the feeling is not involved, if you're just blank space, blank face, standing in front of the mirror, just saying the belief over and over, and I'm not talking about affirmations. I'm talking about a very specific belief of a reality that you want to experience. You're going to tie it with feeling. So how would it feel to have a remote job? Well, you might feel relaxed, you might feel not rushed, you might feel more happy, you might feel joyful. So the way you'll do it, you can even close your eyes, or you can keep it open and really feel into how it would feel. Let your whole body feel that. Again, your unconscious mind, your whole body is part of your unconscious mind. When you get your whole body involved, that is when you're getting in. You're getting, like, the door is opening, and now you can come within it, and now you can actually shift and change and whatnot. So, statement, your new belief, feeling, feel into it, and now say that statement over and over and over and over and over. Keep saying it till it becomes part of your reality. I'm not talking about say it 2 times and then forget about it. Or say it like 5 times and then you're like, nothing shifted. You're working on pulling particles from the universe. Keep at it till it becomes part of your reality. I will share with you some of my personal beliefs. Last year, at some point, I decided, I even, like, the last time I recorded this kind of content, the last time I taught about limiting beliefs, my goal was to release 25 pounds. Just like everybody else, I'm working at it. It's going right, it's going left, it's not. And then I sat down and I worked with the limiting belief within me. I didn't do anything else. I didn't do crazy diet. I did not do crazy gym trips, none of that. I just worked on the limiting belief that was in me. And I started to connect with, how would it feel to be that? Would I feel I achieved something? Would I feel lighter? How would my clothes will fit differently? And my body released 19 pounds within 6 months, effortlessly, because my belief became it is effortless to release. It's effortless to release. And that is the work you can do where, and or you can reach out to me and I can facilitate a session with for you, whatever it is that you're having hard time working through or creating in your life, finding that belief and then shifting it. We can do that together. But the most beautiful thing to witness was how easy it was for my body just let go. Just like that. Just let go. Another belief that I have been able to successfully transform is way back in the day, I used to think life is hard. And that is something you hear over and over and over and over. And once I experienced the hardship of life, I was like, okay, screw that. I want life to be easy. And even now, most of the time, I find myself just saying in my mind, not moving my lips or anything, life is easy, life is easy, life is easy. And I can tell you, I believe about 2 or at least 3 years ago, I started to feel the ease of life. I might be going through something that you will think, oh my God, that is so hard, that is so difficult. But for me, it is piece of cake. It's so easy. I am chill about it. I'm relaxed about it. I am in my own joy. That is the power of when you take control of creating your own reality. So, what are those limiting beliefs that are holding you back from living the life that you want? One of the limiting belief I see when I work with single ladies or single men is um, it's so hard to find the one. All the good ones are taken. My friend, please stop saying those words. Please stop believing those words. I personally been in the dating world myself. World is telling the girls here, world is full of amazing, 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 amazing men. If you will drop your belief or if you will transform this belief, you'll be so surprised that you're going to meet somebody so fast. That will be amazing, wonderful, exactly what you wanted. And that time you're going to be like, oh, I just got lucky. No, you didn't get lucky. You insisted on shifting that belief. That's what happened with people who are able to get what they want, unless they are just, pushing themselves and lying to themselves. That is a different story. But people who genuinely create a shift in their physical reality, there's inner work involved. This is not something you can do superficially. You can go to college and get another degree, push yourself, do all the work, get good grades. That is something you can do superficially. But when you're working on shifting your reality, your life experience, when you're trying to shift the timeline of your lineage, that requires inner work. When we have not seen a healthy relationship in our parents' life, it's very hard for us to have a healthy relationship. And it's no coincidence. It's the unconscious beliefs that are sitting there that limit our life experience. So that is all for today. If this is something that you want to go deeper into and you want to learn how this all works and how I can help you shift that reality for yourself, because that is my favorite thing to do. Show you how to shift your reality, how to realize that the world that we live in, the experience that we live in is liquid and we can shift it and change it at any time. If that is something you're looking for, you can always reach out to me. You can go to my website, aliajmalcoaching.com. You can book a consultation, and I would love to be your guide on your journey on shifting your reality. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Next Thursday, there would be no love circle. Sending you all love. Bye.